The night was quiet, save for the faint rustling of the wind through the tall grass. Kopa stood alone beneath the stars, his mind and heart in turmoil. Zira's words still echoed in his thoughts, her promise of power clashing with the teachings of his family. For so long, Kopa had been told that balance, respect for the circle of life, and unity were the pillars of a strong kingdom. But now, doubt gnawed at him. Could it be that Scar's vision, Zira's vision, was the way forward? Was there more to leadership than just peace and harmony? Kopa thought of Simba, his father, standing resolute on Pride Rock, always watching over the Pride lands with compassion and wisdom. He thought of Kiera, carefree and full of life, embracing her role with optimism. He thought of his mother, Nala, who had taught him that true strength came from love and unity. They were his family, the core of who he was. Could he truly turn his back on them? The thought of betraying them, of siding with Zira and embracing Scar's vision, filled him with dread. And yet, a small part of him wondered if maybe they were too blind to see what was coming. Kopa's thoughts were interrupted by a familiar voice. Kopa. He turned to see Simba approaching, his golden mane glinting in the moonlight. There was a quiet strength in his father's presence, but also concern. Simba had always known when something was troubling him. "I've been looking for you," Simba said, his voice gentle. "You've been distant lately. Something's weighing on you." Kopa lowered his gaze, unsure of how to begin. For so long, he had hidden his encounters with Zira, his doubts about the future, but now, with his father standing before him, the truth seemed unavoidable. "There's something I need to tell you," Kopa finally said, his voice quiet. "I've met Zira." Simba's eyes widened, but he said nothing, waiting for his son to continue. "She's been coming to the borders," Kopa explained, trying to convince me that Scar's vision for the Pride Lands was right. "She says that your way, our way, is too weak, that we won't be able to protect the kingdom from what's coming." Simba's expression darkened, but still, he remained silent, letting Kopa speak his mind. "I don't know what to believe anymore," Kopa admitted, his voice cracking with emotion. "What if she's right? What if we're not strong enough? What if there's another way to protect the Pride Lands? One that we're not seeing?" Simba took a deep breath, his gaze softening as he looked at his son. "Kopa," he said, "I understand that you're afraid. I felt that fear too. When I was young, I lost my father, and Scar took everything from us. For a long time, I thought that power was the only way to keep the Pride Lands safe. But that's not what I learned." He paused, placing a paw on Kopa's shoulder. "What makes a kingdom strong isn't power, but the bonds between those who live in it. Scar ruled through fear, and it destroyed everything. I've tried to build something different, something lasting, but it's not easy. There will always be those who try to tear it down." Kopa looked up at his father, the weight of Simba's words sinking in. "But what if Zira's right? What if we're too vulnerable?" Simba sighed, his expression filled with understanding. "Zira is trying to use your fear to control you, just like Scar did with me. She wants you to believe that the only way to protect the Pride Lands is to rule with an iron paw.